Hi guys.
How are you?
I'm so excited to talk to you. You were the reason I came this year, actually, to be honest.
Wow.
It's my 6th year going to horror nights. Each year, how do you decide what mazes to do? I mean, it's got to be hard because you have to go from a legal standpoint, but also a fan standpoint.
Yeah, I mean, kind of when we're starting out in the early stages, we have like this long list. It's probably what, like 40 properties?
At least.
Obviously, we look at what's coming out in the coming year, and particularly what's coming out in our window. The time we're doing the event. But we also pay close attention to what the fans would like to see. And that's the case of the announcement today. For years, fans have been saying, when are you going to bring Michael Myers back? And so, today is the fruition of that. They finally get to have that moment where we go, yes, we are bringing Michael Myers back. So it's a combination.
Yeah. We also bring like film directors and producers through the event to let them get warmed up for what we do and the level and the quality of what we do.
And oftentimes, the deals that we make with Horror Nights, they happen at Horror Nights.
Yeah.
So like, a star, a rock star, a filmmaker, a director, an actor will come to the event and really dig what we do, and we'll start talking right then, and that's happened countless times over the years.
So it's easier to cut a deal in that way, because they're right there seeing what we can do actually in the level.
Well, and you have one of my favorite filmmakers this year, Guillermo Del Toro.
Yes.
Must have been amazing working with him because he's such a fan of the horror genre.
He's the ultimate fan of the horror genre. I think he has a house just to house his collection, and I think he's on the second house to house his collection. But no, we met Guillermo at our awards show, the Igor Awards, 3 years ago. And we're talking to him then, and then last year Chris and I had breakfast with him one day to start talking about working together on Horror Nights. He was a fan of Horror Nights, and 3 years later we're working together on Crimson Peak, and this year it just worked out. He's a very, very, very busy guy. It just, for years we've been talking about doing something, and it just kind of all lined up this year.
Do you guys get like a preview of the movie then before everyone?
No, we get involved in the ground, from the ground up. We, read the script before there was anything to see. When the film was in production, we look at production art and photos. I think 38,000 photos in this particular film. 38,000 pictures we went through for Crimson Peak. And then we see the film in its early stage, and we, see how it evolves. So yes, we get involved at the very, very beginning.
I think you guys have one of the coolest jobs out there, and I'm sure everybody's always asking, how can I be a part of the team? what advice can you give to people who would want to be a part of that?
I think, to me, it's all theater, right?
Yeah, I would think so too. Kind of like what we do is live action theater. It's right on the cusp of that. So I think that's the direction, that young people should check out.
Even
is more
if you want
theater-oriented
to volunteer at your local community theater, because you think about theater, you think about its lighting, its props, its sets, its makeup, its costumes, its directing, its acting. It's all the things we do day in, day out with Horror Nights. So I think a strong theatrical background is a great place to start.
I love, Chris, in the earlier panel today, you talked about you wanted to have people touch, other people. You wanted more touching in the mazes, and that's something you can't do.
Yeah, I can't remember.
Breaking down the fourth wall.
Well, they were saying what would you like to be able to do?
Oh,
and I was like, touch people.
Oh yeah.
But I also said there's a fourth floor full of lawyers that would discourage that as well.
But, I think we find ways to do that in Horror Nights.
We do a little bit.
We use all kinds of multisensory effects to whether we slit somebody's throat and you feel like blood is squirting on you, or in the Thing maze years ago where there's those centipedes and you go into a dark corridor and you actually do feel something touch you. So we try to break down that fourth wall in everything we do.
I feel like I scream the most with something like the water comes at me. I know, Lorena, that spider got me that one year. How much fun is it for you guys? Do you go into the parks a lot while it's happening to kind of see what's going on? Every single night.
Every night.
I've never missed a night in 9 years.
I missed a couple, but no, we're pretty much there every night. And primarily that we go through and just to make sure that the quality is kept up. And that's what we do. It's mostly for quality control a little bit.
And cheerleading for our performers. We want our performers to see us and know that we're there with them every night, cheering them on. And that's what we do a lot of times. We're trying to make sure people don't see us, but we're going through a maze, and if we see something we're like,
yes. They're doing stuff so repetitious. What is it, like 60,000 times?
Any actor in Horror Nights will perform their particular action 60,000 times during the course of the event.
Yeah, so we feel it's really important. A lot of encouragement.
Do they get breaks in between? Because I know like sometimes they're in kind of compromising. Yeah.
Yes,
No water,
of
no
course.
nothing. We'll just feed you guys occasionally.
No, I mean, it's amazing when you get to see that, you know, how many actors there are in this event and how we have to get them ready every night. We started like, what, 2 o'clock in the afternoon with makeup, and it rolls right up until, you know, right before the event opens. And it's like, I always say it's like, you know, if Henry Ford, you know, when he invented the assembly line, you know, he probably never thought of horror nights, but that's exactly what it is. It's the assembly line of gore. We have to process hundreds and hundreds of actors into makeup every single night for the event, and we've just become very efficient at it.
Now, what would be your dream maze that you'd want to do?
I'm a classic horror fanatic, the classic Universal monsters, so my dream maze would always be to do a black and white classic horror maze, but at the same time, you know, I don't just do things that are my pet projects. I would have to make sure that it would work for a contemporary audience.
Yeah, you know, this question was asked earlier.
Oh.
So, yeah, I know. So I had said The Exorcist.
Oh, yeah.
Actually. Yes. Yeah, I know.
That goes without saying.
It does.
Well, it's a good classic one, and I feel like that's something that fans always ask about. Was there a maze particular that so many fans asked about that you had to bring back in years past?
Yeah, this one.
Halloween.
Michael Myers Comes Home. Yeah, ever since 2009, you know, every year our fans ask if we're going to bring back that maze, and now we're finally doing it. So it's come full circle.
And last question, since we are at ScareLA, what scares you guys? I bet it's pretty hard to scare you guys.
Mine are really weird. Cotton balls and wooden spoons. It's the texture. I have this weird phobia about this. I cannot touch a cotton ball. Cannot. And when I was a kid, those little ice creams you get with the, can't even say it. I have weird phobias about cotton balls and wooden spoons, and I can't deal with either one.
It always starts with a childhood, right? That's where it always happens. What about you?
I'm not a big spider guy.
I don't like spiders either.
I know you don't. I don't.
But,
I'm not at all.
So an arachnophobia maze will not happen anytime soon.
Exactly. No.
We created a giant spider for
we
Alice
did.
Cooper Welcome
Yes.
My Nightmare.
Yeah, we did.
How did you do that? You just didn't
It was
ever
tough.
go near it?
Yeah.
Did you give it to somebody else? Like, guys, you have to design the spider.
Oh
No,
no,
it was
he
big.
designed it.
No,
it was really big.
It was big. No.
Okay,
You know, I
now
just
know
don't like
what
them
to do.
small.
Now I know how to scare them, so this is awesome. Thank you very much. I appreciate
And
it.
then he'll be putting cotton balls in your office.
Oh, that happens already. My performers do that. They hand them to me on the streets of Horror Night, and I'm like, ah! So.
Thank you guys so much. Really, it is an honor to meet you both. So,
You're welcome.
Thank you.